to a narrative not only from the left, from some on the right, Republicans like Lindsey Graham, just a short while ago, were saying that the Tea Party will just go away, it will wither up, dry up, because it has what Lindsey Graham called no governing vision. But it's just a bunch of people are mad, they're not sure what they're mad about, they'll just sort of go away. Well, and here we are, 2, 3, 4 years into this thing, and the Tea Party is not only still there, but they're stronger than ever. There were a lot of comments made in the last tax day rolled around that there weren't a bunch of big Tea Party rallies like we've seen in the past. Well, that's because the Tea Party movement has gone into organization mode. If you're going to affect a real change in the American body of politics, you're going to have to get organized, and that's what happened with the Tea Party. How do we know that? This debt ceiling debate we saw a few weeks ago was Tea Party through and through, and that's what the pundits didn't like about it. People are asking, is the Tea Party now running Washington, D.C.? Well, I wish that was the case, or we would have got a much better deal than the monstrosity that was concocted by President Obama and John Mayer, which really didn't come anything. But in this case, the Tea Party still has teeth, and better yet, is showing its muscle in Washington, D.C., and we can get things changed and done, and by holding the Republican Party feet to the fire, it is working.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Obama's exchange with the Tea Party leader who got in his face in Iowa yesterday?
That was very interesting. President Obama always likes to be the guy, or at least in his rhetoric, that he's going to bring both sides together, that he's going to be the guy who, smooths everything out, and so articulate we hear time and time again. Well, he's asked a damn good question, quite frankly, by a Tea Partier here recently. How can we come together when your own vice president are calling the Tea Party terrorists? And I think that's a very good question. I would add to that, when this horrible tragedy happened with that wacko, Jeremy Wagner, who attacked Gabrielle Giffords out there, the congresswoman rather, and thankfully she's still alive. But the rhetoric we heard was that the language used on the right about violence, just how easy is what led to that. Well, that's completely absurd. There's always going to be wackos out there. We're hearing the same sort of rhetoric right now from the left, not only from the vice president, who are calling members of the Tea Party terrorists, but basically across the board. If you go to the Huffington Post, if you read the Washington Post, if you read the columns of Paul Krugman and Morning Now, and watch Chris Matthews and all the liberal media, they're saying the same sorts of things with the same sort of harsh rhetoric, calling the Tea Party terrorists, saying things that might use gun rhetoric. It's the same exact thing, and the idea is that the left, as led by President Obama, and the adults in the room, is not only completely absurd from a political standpoint, but from the standpoint of are we actually going to get something done? Need I remind everybody that President Obama introduced his own budget, and it went down in the Senate without one Democratic vote. So for all of them saying that the Tea Party has no vision, that the Republicans on Capitol Hill were causing trouble, or something like they call it, we're offering no vision. No, we offer to cut the cap and balance. We're offering real solutions to cutting spending and having an actual budget. The Democrats are not only offering nothing, but they have no solutions moving forward. The Tea Party has the solutions, and they know it.
Explain what you mean when you say downgrading liberalism.
Well, there was a lot of controversy over the S&P downgrading of America's credit rating from AAA to A+. Well, what was lost in that argument, or the whole discussion about that, is, we were told that the credit rating would go down if we did not raise the debt ceiling. Well, we raised the debt ceiling and the credit rating still went down. Why? Because S&P and many other market observers recognize that America is unsustainable. Our level of government, our level of spending, everything we do, the amount we borrow is unsustainable. That is the liberal vision. We live in this post-New Deal, post-Great Society America, in which the left, the liberal left, whether led by Barack Obama or anybody else, thinks that we can just keep increasing the size of government, and for every social or societal ill, there is a government solution. Well, we're finding out we cannot afford it anymore. I don't care if Barack Obama thinks he has the money to go to places like Libya, which is completely absurd. The American people are against that. Or to have Obamacare, which is completely absurd, which is far worse than the healthcare system, even with all its flaws, like it was before. We don't have the money for these programs anymore. Barack Obama wants to be the new FDR, the new Lyndon Johnson. Well, we can't afford a new FDR, a new Lyndon Johnson. That's what Nancy Pelosi can't get through her head. That's what Harry Reid can't get through his head. And that's what every liberal out there who thinks Obama offers the solutions to our problems can't get through our head. Their head. America cannot afford liberalism any longer. And that's what I meant by saying downgrading liberalism. It not only has to happen as a practical matter, but it is happening now simply because we don't have the money to pay for it.
The effect of the Tea Parties in the 2010 election was huge. Will the Tea Party have a similar effect in the 2012 presidential election?
Absolutely. I will say this, and, I'm a big advocate of the Tea Party. I assisted Senator Rand Paul, whose book, The Tea Party Goes to Washington, is a very good guide for the Tea Party. What I fear in the presidential election is that the same dynamic that ousted Bob Bennett in Utah gave us a great Senator Mike Lee, or, worked in Kentucky gave us a great senator like Senator Rand Paul. I want that to hold up to the presidential election. Whoever the Tea Party views as the anti-establishment candidate, I don't care if it's Michelle Martin, I don't care if it's whoever it is, they need to stick with that person. The worst thing that we can ask for the Tea Party, but the overall conservative movement of the Tea Party, is to go back. November 2012, and keep the people's feet to the fire, keep doing what they've always doing. Do not, sort of throw in the towel on this. It's too important.
Well, now we're saying if Romney or another moderate wins a nomination, will the Tea Party get behind him? I don't think so.
It probably will, and of course there's an argument to be made for that. As I said earlier, Barack Obama is the worst president in our history. Before him, George W. Bush was the worst president in our history. What I fear, and I'll say it again, is that the Tea Party settles. What's great about the Tea Party is that it doesn't settle. That's what the Republican Party has done for years, including many of the conservative media and talk radio that Michael used to bravely criticize time and time again. Through years, so many of the major talk shows. Well, John Boehner's not perfect. Mr. Collins not perfect. Well, I stand by him because at least we're not getting that. That's one thing God has done. Big government under Republican brands for years, if not decades. Well, I don't want to see that. It's the White House. We need to look at that. If we don't begin to do that, we're not going to be able to turn this country around. We've had enough of the liars and the panthers. We need to get somebody serious in that.
If President Obama is reelected to a second term, Republicans lose seats in the House and don't take back the Senate, what's the next step other than amend to the mission to Mars?
Well, there's a party opposition, no doubt. you know, I could ask that now. The hope is for us now. We have a Democratic Party that's hell-bent on spending in the wars, and a Republican Party that is marginally better than it used to be due to an insurgent Tea Party movement that's making it such. To the degree that the Tea Party expands and makes the Republican